สวัสดีครับ Hello everyone. Welcome to Speak Time with me, Paul. In this series of videos, you will learn how to use repeated words in Thai conversation. And in my previous video, you learned how to repeat an adjective in 3 ways. In this video, you will learn how to repeat 4 different types of adverbs in Thai conversation. And if you want to know what are the common slangs with repeated words used by Thai teenagers, continue to watch my video. So here is how you repeat 4 different types of adverbs in Thai conversation. 1. You can repeat adverbs of degree after an adjective to emphasize extremity. The most common example is repeating the adverb of degree มาก which means very, as มาก to emphasize that something is so or extremely. For example, to emphasize the drinks here are so refreshing. เครื่องดื่มที่นี่สดชื่นมากๆ เครื่องดื่มที่นี่สดชื่นมากๆ เครื่องดื่ม refers to drinks. ที่นี่ means here. สดชื่น is an adjective meaning refreshing, and มาก which is an adverb of degree meaning very, is repeated here as มาก to emphasize the drinks here are so refreshing. เครื่องดื่มที่นี่สดชื่นมากๆ This for you. To sound like a real Thai, try saying สุด instead of มาก For example, to emphasize that woman is so beautiful. ผู้หญิงคนนั้นสวยสุดๆ ผู้หญิงคนนั้นสวยสุดๆ ผู้หญิง refers to woman. คน is the classifier for person. นั้น means that. สวย is an adjective meaning beautiful, and สุด which indicate the superlative degree meaning the most, as in ที่สุด is repeated here as สวยสุดๆ to emphasize that woman is so beautiful. ผู้หญิงคนนั้นสวยสุดๆ Besides สุด you will also hear ฝึก very often used among Thai teenagers as a slang in casual conversation. So, for the previous example, you can also say ผู้หญิงคนนั้นสวยฝึก ผู้หญิงคนนั้นสวยฝึก Another tips for you. To emphasize extremity even further, you can also use code instead of มาก สุด or ฝึก For example, to emphasize the weather is freaking hot. อากาศร้อนโคตร อากาศร้อนโคตร อากาศ refers to weather. ร้อน is an adjective meaning hot, and cold, which is a colloquial Thai slang, is repeated here in ร้อนโคตร to emphasize the weather is freaking hot. อากาศร้อนโคตร Warning for you. Cold is viewed as an impolite word which is only used in very casual conversation among close friends, similar to saying the word freaking in English.
Oh.
Even ruder than coat is sat. Sat, where sat refers to animal. But be careful when saying ron sat, as it is similar to saying this in English.
Oh no!
In conclusion, มาก สุ ฝึก โคต and sat are repeated adverbs of degree which have the same meaning and can substitute each other. However, สุ and ฝึก are common slang words used among Thai teenagers, whileโคต and sat are root slang words that are never used in formal conversation. 2. You can also repeat adverbs of frequency after a verb to emphasize how often an action happens. The most common example is repeating the adverb of frequency boy, which means often, as boy to emphasize that an action happens frequently. For example, to emphasize you must exercise frequently. คุณต้องออกกำลังกายบ่อยๆ คุณต้องออกกำลังกายบ่อยๆ คุณ means you. ต้อง means must. ออกกำลังกาย is a verb meaning to exercise, and boy, which is an adverb of frequency meaning often, is repeated here as boy to emphasize you must exercise frequently. คุณต้องออกกำลังกายบ่อยๆ On the other hand, to emphasize I rarely eat out. ผมกินนอกบ้านนานๆครั้ง ผมกินนอกบ้านนานๆครั้ง ผม means I or me for male speaker. If you are female, you say ฉัน กิน is a verb meaning to eat. นอก means out. บ้าน refers to house. And นาน which is an adverb of frequency meaning long in time, is repeated here in นานๆครั้ง to emphasize I rarely eat out. ผมกินนอกบ้านนานๆครั้ง where ครั้ง refers to time. 3. You can also repeat adverbs of location after a verb to emphasize proximity. The most common example is repeating the adverb of location ข้าง which means beside, as ข้าง to emphasize proximity. For example, to emphasize the beach is just beside the restaurant. ชายหาดอยู่ข้างๆร้านอาหาร ชายหาดอยู่ข้างๆร้านอาหาร ชายหาด refers to beach. You is a Thai verb to be meaning to be located, and ข้าง which is an adverb of location meaning beside, is repeated here as ข้าง to emphasize the beach is just beside the restaurant. ชายหาดอยู่ข้างๆร้านอาหาร where ร้านอาหาร refers to restaurant. Another example, to emphasize I will stay beside you always. ผมจะอยู่ข้างๆคุณเสมอ ผมจะอยู่ข้างๆเสมอ ผม means I or me for male speaker. If you are female, you say ฉัน จะ means will. You is a Thai verb to be meaning to stay in this case. And ข้าง which is an adverb of location, is repeated here as ข้าง to emphasize I will stay beside you always Home จะอยู่ข้างๆคุณเสมอ where คุณ means you and summer means always and lastly 4 you can also repeat adverbs of time after a verb to emphasize time period the most common example is repeating the adverb of time สาย which means to be late as สาย to emphasize to be later than expected. For example, to emphasize he goes to work late in the morning. เขาไปทำงานตอนสายเขาไปทำงานตอนสายเขา means he or him ไป means to go ทำงาน means to work ตอน means in and สาย which is an adverb of time meaning to be late is repeated here in ตอนสาย to imply late in the morning although เช้า for morning is not mentioned so เขาไปทำงานตอนสายis emphasizing he goes to work late in the morning. On the other hand, to emphasize he goes to work early in the morning. เขาไปทำงานตอนเช้าเขาไปทำงานตอนเช้า where เช้า refers to morning and ตอนเช้า means early in the morning. And lastly, to say sorry to call late at night ขอโทษที่โทรมาตอนดึกขอโทษที่โทรมาตอนดึกขอโทษ is the familiar Thai way of saying sorry ที่ means that โทรมา means to call ตอน means at in this case and ดึก which is an adverb of time meaning to be late is repeated here in ตอนดึก to imply late at night although คืน for night is not mentioned so ขอโทษที่โทรมาตอนดึก is saying sorry to call late at night okay that's all for today's lesson now you know how to repeat 4 different types of adverbs in Thai conversation and if you want to know how to say so in Thai and why so in Thai is more than so don't miss my next upcoming video thank you very much for watching my video if you like my video click like on the link below if you find my video meaningful click share click subscribe if you wish to see more of my future videos thank you very much and see you in my next video bye bye สวัสดีครับ